So guys, I just wanted to share with you how I use Ableton Live in my worship setup in my church here in Norway, Kristiansand. I use Ableton Live and I play keys synthesizer. So in my setup I have one track for the synths, and I have one track for piano, which I then use for I have a separate keyboard just for piano and one keyboard for synths, and one track for tambourine and one for tracks. So let's see what's going on here. I use a one instrument rack. I sort of went with used MainStage as a model for how to use my setup and how to use my synth. So I have one instrument rack which is sort of like the concert in MainStage, and then I have other instrument racks which are like the songs. So when I have done the presets for one song, like Oceans for instance, in Oceans I have a lot of things going on, which is then spread out and layered over the keyboard. So I have one sound down here, and I have another sound up here. Oh, sorry. Which is then layered. So when I come to the part of the song, like on the refrain, I can blend in another sound. And play another place on the keyboard. So that's pretty amazing. And then when I have worked a lot and made sounds for this song, I can save a preset, like an instrument rack preset. So in my user library I have a lot of songs which is presets for instrument racks. So when I get the list of all the songs that we're playing, I just make an instrument rack, and within that instrument racks I can build a session with all the presets that I have made before. So to change between the songs, I assign each song gets its place on the chain selector, and then I can use dummy clips with envelope. Oh, let's see here, concert. With envelope to change the chain selector. So when I press this clip, chain selector for that song goes on, and this clip, the chain selector for that song goes on, and so on. So that's my setup. It's pretty amazing for me because I'm flexible. I can use as many sounds as I want on a song. I can just add another synth and assign it on some place on my keyboard. The downside with doing it this way is that for one, instrument racks don't have auxiliary sends within them. So I can't have like one reverb that I use for all my patches. I have to use separate effects on all the sounds, which is pretty inefficient, like for the CPU. But I have notified Ableton, and I hope that in the future there will be a fix for this. Another thing is that Ableton Live's multicore. Ableton Live handles multicore in the way that each track gets one core. So here I have, if I have 4 cores on my processor, this one gets 1 core, this one gets 1 core, and this one gets 1 core, and so on. So obviously in my setup all the good stuff is happening here on this track, which means that I only can utilize one of the cores on my CPUs, which is pretty inefficient. But for now it works for me, so I hope this is helpful for someone.